My name is JoKeeta and I am a stained glass artist. I also work in glass and metal mediums. The exhibit here has a picture of Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges is the young lady who integrated the schools in Louisiana. So I am an aviation engineer as well as an artist, so I definitely fit the definition for STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. I started getting serious in the art field after my bout with cancer. I was paralyzed and had to learn to walk again, so I started doing art therapy. And with that, I started doing stained glass and was really great at it. And so that's my passion. I really enjoy stained glass. So it's very, very focal in all of my artwork. It doesn't matter the ethnicity or the background of the subject that I'm creating. I always put a piece of me in the artwork. And my people that reach out to me for the commissions are very thankful for it. When I explain to them each piece inside of the artwork and what it means to me and why I added or didn't put something in there. So I interview the clients and then I create the artwork. Oh, Black History Month. Black History 365 is what I believe. I believe that every day we should be celebrating not just Black History Month, but we should be embracing different cultures. We should raise our children to appreciate and embrace other cultures. It's very important for me to learn more and more about the African culture, the Black American culture, as well as the First Native culture. I was very into history growing up, and I also would teach my children about Jewish history. I would teach my children about Asian history. Their background is a mixture, so they have an Asian, a Black, a Caucasian background, so I envelop everything. I feel like the whole person makes you whole knowing who you are, and also it makes you even more fuller knowing others. So art-wise, I add a lot of different colors, a lot of different meanings to the piece. I add textures. I use textured glass so that you can actually see the texture in the hair. You know, I could have used a plain black glass, but I did not do that there. I used a mirrored glass here to reflect the bracelet or handcuffs that an officer would normally put on a person, but this right here has a lot of a meaning to it. The colors here mean a whole lot. I went with the colors of Africa here. The red, black, green, and yellow are present here in Ruby Bridges. And then the red, white, and blue is present in the Marshall. So there's a lot of things here with a lot of meaning. The name of this piece is called Every Step Count because every step that you make towards doing good or bad makes a difference. It depends on if I'm working on a historic piece. As I said before, I love history. I love all histories. So a lot of times it'll be a combination of periods. It'll be a combination of cultures. A lot of the times I will do a lot of research. So I'm working on a piece now, a historic piece, and I have literally been doing research for the last 3 months on the subjects that I am creating. And so I like to include things from that period and also the relevancy of things that happen now, which are the same. Because things are usually the same, it's just a different time. And so the reflection is what's going on in the past and now in my artwork. I like to portray the truth, and whether it is a negative subject or just trials and tribulations, I also like to have some joy in it. So while a lot of things historically for Blacks, African Americans, Black Americans have been a roller coaster ride, you know, but in that ride, there's been some joy and there's been some pain. Oh, wow. I think it's very important. I think it's very important for people to capture, appreciate, distribute, and put artwork in the forefront. I think it's very important to display it and not just artwork from just one type of genre, but many different genres. It's very important to have an eclectic array of artwork so that people can appreciate things that they can identify with and also want to learn about things that they're unaware of. So I believe that I am a part of society, and I believe in self-expression as long as you're respectful and you don't cross boundaries. So I think that a lot of things that I do, it's like in your face, and then there's some subtle messages in the background so that you can say, oh wow, it'll make you think about something else, where you see this is Ruby Bridges and you're like, okay, I know that that happened in history. But as I said before, when you look at the color schemes that I have used here, when you look at the quote here, each and every one of us is born with a clean heart. We know nothing about hate or racism. It's a very powerful quote. A lot of things are taught, and whether it's good or bad, it's something that you learn along the way, and I like to focus on those things. Well, I would say because art is not my sole means of surviving, I haven't had as many challenges is because I am an engineer and my career allows me and affords for me to be able to purchase the materials that I need, allows me to be able to travel and see the things that I'm learning about and not just read about it, but being able to experience it. One of the things that has happened on multiple occasions is I've been told not many people look like you do this. I've been told just flat out by people of other ethnicities. I've gone to a store to make a purchase and I've been told, oh, well, that's expensive. I've been told, oh, if you can't afford it, I understand it. Or you don't have to get everything. If you don't want all of this stuff, you don't have to get all of this stuff, and I let them know that I want what I want and I can get what I want. Ooh, that's very interesting. So not influenced me as far as style, but influenced me as far as wanting to be on a bigger platform, wanting to have my artwork in many different places, not just nationally, but internationally. I really, really love Charles Bibbs. I love the detail in his artwork. I like the details in the hands, the face, the features, the exaggerated features, the things that at one point in time people described as being negative features in people of African descent are now being praised, or I don't know what, in some sort of way it's glorified. Like, oh, I want a fuller lip. Oh, I want bigger hips. Oh, I want a bigger rear end. Where at one point in time it was talked about and looked upon negatively. And we had to internally embrace the love of ourselves and of our bodies, So I would say Charles Bibbs is the first name that comes to mind for me. I see positivity. I see leaps and bounds. I see an opening for Black artists to not only be able to stand on the shoulders of Black artists, but also of people of many different ethnicities. I see artists embracing each other. I see artists supporting each other. I see artists making it more accessible for you to learn about how to navigate the art world, how to financially do well with your artwork. And I see more of inclusion within the art world. Yes, I'm actually working on 2 commission pieces for a Rosenwald school in Charlottesville, Virginia. How ironic is that? So Julius Rosenwald and Booker T. Washington worked together, an African-American man and a Jewish man working together to build more than 5,000 schools in the South when schools were segregated so that Blacks could have an education. And the irony in that is this was a segregated school that's being converted into a community center. So something that was once built to separate people is now being restored to unite the community. I'm also working on very large commissions for Olivet Institutional Church, which is in Ohio. And I've completed 2 windows. They're more than 5-foot windows. The first one was Frederick Douglass. The second one was Rosa Parks. I'm now working on a Harriet Tubman window for them, as well as their original pastor, and there'll be 7 more windows coming after these. Wow. I would say create something every day, even if it's doodling on a napkin or just a little sketch, like creatively be able to get those juices flowing. I would also say to write. It's very important to have written expressions as well, because sometimes from your written expressions, you'll be able to hone in on your artistic creativity. So I think it's very important to continuously create. Well, I'm not really a trendy person as far as following trends. I'm usually a trendsetter. I create what I want. I am very creative in my dress. I'm not very trendy as far as trying to see what the fashion is. I do wear what I want. And so I don't really adapt to the trends. However, my artwork is relevant to people, places, and things of the past that link it into what we're doing now, and also some things futuristic. Like I like to vision beyond, like, tomorrow, how would this be received in my artwork? A lot of people think that Black art is just for Black people, and that's so wrong. A lot of my collectors are not Black, not African American, not people of color. So I think a lot of people think that your artwork or the artist's artwork is only created for their demographic, and that's not true. I find that my artwork is appreciated by lots of different people, lots of different ages. The demographics is just so vast and varies. I have children that are in awe of my artwork, and then I'll have a senior citizen that is triggered by something maybe that's happened in their past by my artwork. So I don't think there's any borders or any harsh lines or anything like that. I think it's all just a complete blend. It's like watercolors. I am hopeful that my artwork is looked upon as being a true representation of that time and place, that it reflects the beauty and joy in all things that have happened within our history, as well as the relevancy of now. So my overall expectation would be that truth is seen in my artwork. I just like to say I am very thankful for this interview. I am thankful for the city of Orlando for selecting my artwork to be on display. I'm excited about upcoming projects. I have some other projects that are in the workings right now, so it's an exciting time.